Good morning, everybody. It is 9:15 on Saturday, and we are about to head to Greenwich. And Gianela has a full day planned. There's supposed to be one of the best markets in London is in Greenwich. There is also some old ship that we may go tour. There is Greenwich Park, the Royal Observatory, and everyone's heard of Greenwich Mean Time. There is actually a line that goes through Greenwich where all of the world's time is based on. So let's go. In a big city like London, it is kind of tough to find your way around. There's all sorts of different tube lines. There's an overground, there's the DLR, there's obviously the tube with tons of stops. And so we and every other local Londoner uses an app called City Mapper. This is what it looks like. It's kind of just like Google Maps. You put in your destination. So we are going to the Cutty Sark in Greenwich. So we just type in Cutty Sark, it shows you the route, and then you just click on go, and it tells you all of the different options. You can walk, it'll take us 92 minutes. I'm not sure if you can see that. But the quickest way for us to get there right now is to take the DLR from Bank Station. And it'll take 30 minutes. Side note on directions, Gianela is not great at them. So back home, Gianela knew her way around Dallas like the back of her hand. I had to look up Google Maps everywhere that we went, but the roles seem to have been reversed here. Gianela gets very confused on...
Honestly, there's no street signs anywhere, and it's so hard to like figure out what side of the corner you're on.
Yeah, she has a hard time orientating herself.
Like, I obviously know where east, west, north, and south are, but I can't even figure out like where my starting point is, because Google Maps would be like, okay, you need to be on the corner of this street, and I'm like, well, I don't even see that street, so... Well, it makes it fun.
So my general rule of thumb is to go whichever way she says not to go. The opposite of which way she wants to go is normally the correct direction.
I've gotten on the wrong train like 10 times. I take the same route to work and take the wrong train most of the time. I mean, it's all part of it. It's fun. It's interesting. It's not that big of a deal. It's fine.
So when we're together, we generally try to follow my directions so we don't end up lost. Oh, here we go. Bank Underground Station.
There's a nobody here. So nice. Well, we made it, but of course we had a little casualty. We were trying to get off at the Cuddy Sark exit, and I swear the guy was like, oh, this is the Island Gardens and the Cuddy Sark, like, stop. So I was like, okay, we have to get out, like, let's hurry up. It wasn't the right one, so.
I was literally just talking about how we should not follow her directions. Then we get on the train that she takes to work every single day, and she leads me astray.
Oh well, we made it, so.
We're here now. I thought it was a footpath to nowhere.
I think this is a footpath underneath the river, so I'll have to check that out after.
She's done it again. What just happened?
Nothing.
It's only been
Nothing.
less than a minute since our last filming.
I just look at a map and I swear I like remember where everything is. But we kind of went the wrong direction to the Royal Observatory.
How does
we
this
just
happen?
took the long way.
How does this happen?
Just gonna take a little detour.
Like, I trusted her. She told me, let's go to the Royal Observatory. I said, okay, great. Which direction? Oh, it's this way. We get to the end of the path, and she looks at her map and says, actually, it's back where we started.
Let's go this way. It's a beautiful day in Greenwich. The sun is out. It's like 50, which is why I'm wearing this jacket right now. But later, hopefully I'll be able to take it off. It's supposed to be like in the 60s, so it's really nice to see the sun because we have not seen the sun, I think, since we've been here. So I'm excited for today because I think we'll do a lot of outdoor activities.
This is the first time in 3 weeks that I've put on sunglasses.
And my sunglasses first. So I'm hoping I don't need them that badly. I think.
Are we taking bets on whether or not she's correct? We'll check back in probably 15 minutes when we're lost.
First stop, National Maritime Museum.
Anyone that knows Gianela knows just how much she hates history and museums. But one thing that she's oddly fascinated with is transportation. So anything from like airplanes to trains and boats, she just loves it all. Doesn't quite make sense, but she's over there studying maps.
I said it was east. That means right. That's where we're going. Well, what are your thoughts?
That was pretty cool. What are your thoughts? Your favorite museum you've ever been to?
I did not see the Titanic. I don't even know if that's the whole point of this place, but I thought it was cool. Like, I love transportation. I love like airplanes and ships and trains. Like, I just think it's really fascinating, interesting. I can't believe that we travel in those ways. So I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting, and it was free, so that was probably the best part about it.
Yeah, one thing that's really cool about London or England museums is that most of them are free. It's kind of a foreign concept to us, but it's really cool. Welcome to the Queen's house.
Which queen? never know which queen. According to my research, these stairs are the first centrally unsupported spiral staircases in England.
It says it on the wall.
But I looked it up before, I promise. Should you be sitting on these chairs?
How do you like my place?
You're in the Queen's chambers. Should we move over to the King's?
Yeah.
Let's go. Side note that this house is not decorated like a house. These are the only chairs that we found in this entire place. I thought it was going to be like Versailles where you walk in and it's like how the house would have looked when people lived in here, but it's just kind of like a museum with like a bunch of paintings on the walls. All right, now we're headed to Greenwich Park, which is just right in front of us. And then over here, on top of that hill is the Royal Observatory. And then I think over here is the 0 degree longitude line that we're gonna go stand on. So here we go. Change of plans. We're gonna go to the market first and get something to eat because we're starving. And then we're gonna bring it back, and we brought something to kind of make a picnic, and we're just gonna sit here at the park first. sign up to hike anything today yet. That's what I'm doing.
It's pretty steep, very steep. We made it to the top of Greenwich Park, and this building right behind us, that's the Royal Observatory. It's 14 pounds each to go in, so I think we're going to pass on that. But right through these gates, where all those people are, that is the prime meridian, that the time zones.
Like 0 degrees longitude.
Latitude.
Longitude is this way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Latitude?
Latitude is around. Latitude, fatitude, it's around.
I think he's wrong.
We'll look it up.
Update. I was correct for the first time ever. It is longitude, not latitude. Doesn't really matter, but just so I could win this argument. So we really wanted to bring our lunch here and sit on our towels that we brought and kind of just make like a picnic out of it, but the grass is really wet, so I think that we're just gonna kind of walk through the town and maybe head back to the train station and head back home. There's a stop on the DLR while we're going back home, and it's called Mudchute Farms, and apparently like there's a bunch of animals, like it should be like a little farm or something, so we might check that out on the way back.
Something that I found really interesting about the Royal Observatory, which is right up there on top of the hill, is that there were standard measurements posted outside. So back in 1860, I think it was, the British government posted standard lengths. So there was a 3-inch, a 6-inch measurement, there was a foot, 2 feet, and a yard. So there were little pegs right outside the observatory for each of those standard measurements. And so if you needed to find out how long something was that you had, you would bring it to the Royal Observatory and compare it to those standard measurements, and then you could find out. And those are still here today. It's time for the first ever edition of Tips with Taylor. So the Royal Observatory's big draw is that you can see a big gold line on the ground where the prime meridian is, but like we mentioned, longitude. Like we mentioned earlier though, it's 14 pounds to get into, but there is a kind of secret side entrance to the observatory through a small little gate, and through that gate is the line continues.
It's like down the wall and down the path. Down
the side of the hill. So you can go through that gate for free and you can get your picture taken on or near the prime meridian line.
Tips with Taylor.
Tips with Taylor.
Well, I found myself a new ring at the vintage market. It's not real or anything, but I just kind of wanted to buy something. It was 8 pounds and Taylor thought that was a little too much.
Not worth it. She was originally looking at a whole stack of rings that cost 1 pound, but decided to go with the ring that cost 8.
I found them! Look at the cutie alpaca back there. Hello, Mr. Billy Goat. Hello. Okay. Are you okay, Mr. Piggy? Mr. Piggy. Nature. Green. Oh, city. It's been nice though to just kind of be out here in the farm, see all the animals, little bit of home.
Does it make you feel like we're back home?
Yep, we saw the cow. We just need to see a longhorn and we'll be right back at home.